This is the story Jesus told that is called the Great Feast. Jesus was a great storyteller. He told stories about God and his kingdom wherever he went. One day, he was at a party. All the guests thought they were important, but they didn't live as God wanted. Jesus said, "God is preparing a party in heaven for everyone." "That will be a great party to go to," said one man. "But only those who put God first will go," replied Jesus. And he told this story. There was once a rich man who decided to hold a great feast for all his friends. He gave his servant a list of the guests that he wanted to invite and sent him off to find them. Meanwhile, his servants rushed around preparing the very best food and drink, and at last everything was ready. The rich man's servant went to tell the invited guests that the time was come to eat. But one by one they told him they were all busy with other things. When the servant came back and told the rich man his guests could not come, he was very upset. "Everyone had made an excuse," said his servant. "One of them had bought some land and said he was too busy. Another one had gone and bought some oxen and needed to try them out in the fields. Another one had just gone and got married and said it really wasn't the right time to come today." And so it went on. The rich man was angry. He told his servant, "Go into the town, ask the people you meet to come to the feast, whoever they are. Look for the poor and the sick and people without a home. Invite them to my party." And that's what the servant did. And some ragged and hungry people came to the big house. But still, there was a lot more room for more guests. And so, the rich man sent the servant out again. "Go into the countryside, look for any tramps or needy people, and bring them in. Tell them that my house must be full." The rich man smiled when he saw all the people coming into his house. "Anyone who wants to eat, let them come and take a seat," he said. He'd asked people who didn't usually get invited anywhere. How happy they all were. The rich man's new guests smiled and laughed. They had a wonderful time. They hadn't eaten so much in ages. It was the very best party the rich man had ever held. The story was over, and Jesus said to his listeners, "Everybody is invited to God's party in his heavenly kingdom. Anyone who puts God first will be made welcome. But people who don't make time for God may miss out on the feast."